Hello and welcome to Chuck's Diecast Car and Model Reviews. Today we are taking a look at this model here. This is a model of the Mercedes AMG GT. As you can see here, made by Maisto. I just picked this one up a few days ago from Costco. And it's a pretty nice model in its own way. I'm not a huge fan of the AMG GT. It's got great performance. It looks good, but I guess you could say if I had an extra $250,000 to spare, or however much they cost, I'd probably be choosing a different car. But that being said, it is a good car. It is actually an accomplished race car and has even been used as the safety car in Formula One. So let's go ahead and take a look at this model here, okay? Alright, so some decent detail in here. You can see the brake rotors and calipers. Nice detailing on the wheels, and all that looks pretty decent. However, I don't know if you can tell, but the rotors do not turn with the wheels. You can see the extractor vent, which is just textured plastic and is not a mesh, but nice to see that V8 bi-turbo badging on that vent there. And again, you can see the front here as well, and again, the rotors do not turn with the wheels. Okay, now we take a look at the front here, and the front aspect of the car is pretty nice, in the real car and in the model. The headlights look pretty decent. I think they've got good detail for this model. And the mesh, although it is of course not true mesh, does look proper in that it's got that sort of curved mesh that goes around the Mercedes badge there in the grille, and the badge does look nice. So does that AMG badging there for the license plate. You can also see the mesh there for the ducting on the side there too. Presumably that's for cooling the brakes, but I am not certain. Okay, while we're at the front of the car, let's go ahead and take a look underneath the hood here at this twin turbocharged V8 motor. Now, from what I understand, there are actually two versions of this car. One that has about a little over 450 horsepower. The other has a little over 500 horsepower. It is a twin turbocharged V8. I believe it's a 6.2 liter V8. And it also has what's called a hot V, meaning that the turbochargers as well as the exhaust actually are inside the V as opposed to outside like most turbocharged motors are. You can't see too much here in the engine, just like any modern car, honestly, because there's a giant plastic cover over all the bits and pieces, unfortunately, or perhaps fortunately, because it probably looks like a plumber's nightmare. But it is a good representation of what's under the hood there of the AMG GT. You can even see that they put underneath the hood the sound deadening or heat shielding there under the hood, so that's pretty good of them to do that. Okay, taking a look at the rear here, you can see that this car is a hatchback, first of all. And let's see if we can get this open. I had some trouble earlier, but no, I didn't have any problem there. You can see a fairly decent sized rear hatch, which is nice for you people who would use this for its intended name, which is Grand Touring. You've got plenty of room for luggage, and you can see also there is a stiffening strut there going presumably between the two shock towers. So that all looks pretty decent in there. This car does have right here a wing that extends its speed, but this model does not have an extending wing. You can see here the detail on the taillights is pretty nice. The badging on the back is just decals and not actual separate pieces. Exhaust, you know, I mean, I guess it looks okay. It's just black plastic part of the rear underside. It's not, doesn't look like a separate part of that. And notice that there's not really all that much in the terms of an extractor, you know, like a sports car would have, you know, like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. There's no veins or anything like that underneath there. As this is a Grand Touring car and not specifically a sports car. Okay, looking at the interior here, you can see some pretty decent detail in here. You can see, well, let me go ahead and zoom in a little bit. Yeah, you can see in there that the dash looks pretty nice. The center vents on the center console, as well as, I guess you would presume, is the nav system above the vents, looks pretty decent. Seats, you know, again, don't look too bad. They did do a good job of putting the AMG badging there on the seat back. You can see there is a representation of a seat belt right there, but it's not really a true seat belt. And center console looks good too, so take a look at that. All right, you can see as well that the pedals look pretty decent there too, and so not too much to complain about. I mean, I do like the steering wheel too. They did a good job with the Mercedes badging and the different coloration on the steering wheel too. And when you look at the passenger side, again, you can get that good view of the center console. So all in all, it's a pretty decent model for, you know, the basic Costco price that you can get. They even have a good looking exhaust underneath there too. So again, it is a good model for the price. And although I would prefer sort of a, I guess you'd say, flashier color, because you know, some of these do come in some pretty cool colors, like a bright green and metallic yellow and all that sort of stuff. This color does look pretty decent as well. So anyway, that is my review of the Mercedes AMG GT. I hope you enjoyed that, and if so, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Have a great day.